est à bord. Elle est située à l'arrière de la cabine. Pour votre sécurité, elle limite un détecteur de fumée. Sur la couloir de votre siège, vous trouverez le bouton de réglage d'inclinaison du dossier. Il suffit au-dessus de votre tête de trouver une bulle indique plus d'air individuel et un bouton d'appel de l'agent de bord.
Anyway, when I look down at, at cities and in different countries, and in my own country, I just see so many people down there that are potentially suffering and are suffering. And when there's millions and millions and billions of people, and like each little house down there represents so much suffering, and each little ant, tiny little ant, is will be encountering suffering, and even the queen bee suffers, and she has many worker ants, but even those at the top suffer, and you can better believe that President Trump suffers. His obsessions, his compulsions, his neurosis, his behavior, anybody at the top of their game has life rough. People who are outspoken have even a rougher life. People who are outspoken get misinterpreted, and they get harassed, and they get misunderstood, and they get envied. So every single little body, as small as an ant, is going to encounter suffering. And whenever I travel, that's like one of the first things that I see down below. But up in the air, it looks, just like a scenic environment, and it's still, and there's no movement. But that's very dismissive, because down below there's an incredible amount of suffering. There's hospitals, there's morgues, there's jails, there's horrendous abuses all around. And when I do travel, it just amplifies the fact that people do suffer, and that there are just so many people. Like, you can see from up above how many people there are below, and you can just identify the disease, the suffering, mental suffering and anguish, heartache, emotional losses, physical losses, family losses. So that's just all I wanted to say today. Even in the sea, the oceans, there is suffering and pain, and every single living thing has to eat, and feels some sort of deprivation. Every single solitary being is going to have deprivation in their lives. Even the little sea creatures, and the fish, and the starfish, and jellyfish, and whales. Everybody has deprivation as long as they are placed into existence. So the point of this video is to encourage people to retard reproduction. Use some kind of birth control device, or get sterilized. Don't create biological children, because your children will suffer, and you would be the only reason for that suffering. You can't deny that suffering. You can't deny your guilt. All parents, biological parents, are terrorists.